What's up, guys? This is the Bat Podcast. This is Bogdan.
Hey, I'm Megan.
And I'm Alfred.
Intro music.
Okay, guys, so today we wanted to start off with reviewing some French plumbing disasters. Now, the French plumbing system is one that is built upon the work of thousands of years of their ancestry, and we're going to see what happens when one man kind of throws a wrench in the work. So as you can see here, we've got an influencer that's kind of displaying what his idea is.
It's an influencer in the wild.
Yeah. And, well, as you can see, this is the structure for all of these videos. Is I'm just going to do something at a scale that it shouldn't be done at to begin with.
And I'm going to record it.
Yeah, it's...
What are those, though?
These are water beads that start out as really tiny, teeny things, and they expand. So his whole thing is, I think actually in the video here, you can see in the cup how when it first starts out, it's like these tiny little bubbles.
Yeah,
so,
and I think they actually, it's like over a long period of time. So the problem is this guy's probably like, oh, you know, it's going to be instant, but it gets worse. Like in 24 hours, they're going to be even bigger. So
he drops this tiny amount. I think the instructions on this specific brand say that you can put in a teaspoon or like a half teaspoon to 3 cups of water. Mm. So here we have a tiny bit on the bottom of this glass, you can see, and right after he cuts, and the cup is full.
But he's filling a whole bathtub. So.
And he's filling a whole bathtub. So let's see where that gets us. So he is like dumping tons out.
3, 2, 1. Attention. Oh mon Dieu. Bon, allez, c'est parti.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying, oh, it's cool.
What?
But then very soon,
Yeah.
he has an epiphany right here. Watch his face.
Je vais enlever ça comment?
So he's saying, how do I get rid of these?
Oh my god.
Je vais faire ça comment? Je vais enlever. Je vais vous montrer ça dans un autre TikTok. Mais Jésus Marie-Joseph! Ceci soir la saucisse, vraiment aidez-moi. Bref, mon bail est donc rempli.
So he in this part he's explaining. It said just to let the drain out and flush them away. And we're going to see the extent to which he is.
This man has like a clear understanding of plumbing.
Yeah.
Should probably be given a license, maybe some money to build a bathroom or something.
We're going to realize just how many beads he flooded this system with.
Et en fait, ça, c'est biodégradable. Bref, du coup, je me suis dit, ouais, bon, je vais juste l'ouvrir, ça, et ça va s'en aller. Et là, regardez, ça remonte par tous les tuyaux. Regardez mes toilettes. Ça arrête pas de monter, j'en peux plus. Jésus Marie-Joseph, regardez, là aussi. Regardez, ça s'égoutte pas.
I think what happened is like he got lazy. I think that it wasn't going down fast enough or something, and he started putting them in the toilet. That's what I really think happened.
Oh.
You know, because that's what it looks like. And then it looks like he tried to flush it, but it didn't flush.
You're not even supposed to flush like
wipes and stuff.
Wipes, yeah, like baby wipes.
Yep.
Let alone like a whole thing of like beads.
Well, these aren't baby wipes.
Yeah.
These are hyper absorbent little
Little
dots.
suckers.
Put them in your plumbing.
Quoi?
No, it's good.
Je fais quoi mes saucissons? Regardez ça. Ça monte par les tuyaux. Oh, mais ça... Regardez, c'est vraiment bouché, quoi.
I love listening.
Mais les toilettes! Comment
Yeah.
je vais chier, Jésus Marie-Joseph? S'il vous plaît, aidez-moi, là. Bon, partie 2 de mon expérience qui est en train de...
So he's saying I can't deal with this right now. I'm gonna show you guys part 2 of like if I find out how to take care of these.
Yeah.
foirer complètement. Du coup, j'ai ouvert cette vanne-là pour que ça va dans les tuyaux. Et en fait, ça remonte par tous les trous de la maison. Du coup, voilà, vous étiez nombreux à me dire pour les chiottes, en fait, qu'il fallait que j'appuie sur la chasse pour que ça s'en va. Du coup, je vais essayer ça.
So he actually gets so flustered he starts swearing in German.
Dude, this is, I think, everybody's nightmare. Like when you flush something down the toilet and the toilet clogs, and then there's that moment where you're like, you do the second flush and the water just keeps coming up.
Oh my god.
There's this like constant. I think
Mine-
this is everybody's.
My nightmare is walking into that like at work.
Oh,
in, like,
jeez.
the men's bathroom. That's my nightmare.
Would it always be the men's? Is
It
there
always
something
is the
different there?
men's.
Yeah,
Why?
Swear.
it's maybe it's like a feeling of conquest or something. like,
Well,
like I've claimed this area.
I feel so embarrassed because I remember one time I was getting ready to host a small group at my house, and you know, I had to take care of some business, and of course, because like we were new to that apartment, I didn't have a plunger.
Ooh.
I love how you felt comfortable sending me a picture of you buying a plunger and we like just started talking.
Ooh.
And I thought that was really funny.
That's how you know.
He's the one.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's how you know I'm always gonna be honest with you. Listen, babe, I messed up.
yeah.
Just don't go in the apartment right now.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, long story short, I learned how having a plunger and not needing it is so much more of a comfort than needing a plunger and not having it.
Yeah. Did you ever have the I need like the sink is so messed up or the bathtub that I'm starting to think about using the plunger?
I've used I got a plunger for the sink and bathtub.
Oh, separate.
Yeah, separate plunger.
Wow, dude, that is
That's commitment.
yeah. That's like
Oh my god.
that's multi-layer there, bud.
And the wild thing is, it completely corrected the issue.
Mm.
So it's like everything needs a good plunge once in a while.
Yeah.
Just don't cross contaminate. And
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
do, use bleach. But you can't use bleach on drain systems because
Yeah.
then it kills all the good bacteria in
Yep.
your
Yeah.
plumbing
Was it-
system.
Yeah, on the cast iron and all that.
So you're just gonna have to be happy with poop in your sink.
Boopity doopity.
Yeah. So,
I'm not
another
okay
funny
with
part of that story, when I went to the CVS to get a plunger. When I went there, just so happens like some longtime friends of mine were in line with me,
Mm.
and I've got literally a
Yeah,
plunger.
You're in like where do I insert the talk about the plunger?
Yeah.
As we're
It's a
catching-
prop.
Yeah.
It's a prop.
It's a prank. It's a prank.
All right, so let's join our French compatriot in his trouble.
Merde! Toilette, le bain il commence à monter, ça veut dire que les billes ils grossissent pour...
So as you can see, this had gone down, and now it's back up.
Yep.
So it looks like they're expanding and growing more.
Well, if you notice, it looks like all of them didn't even take up all the water. Like if you look on the bottom, on the floor, there's small and big ones.
Oh man.
So it looks like what's happening is he probably assumed that they were done. And then somewhere there's a layer of these small suckers that are getting in the pipes. And that's what's expanding. So like most people, I don't know if most people know about plumbing, but there's this thing, most parts in the kitchen or the bathroom have this thing called a P-trap. So it's a piece of tube that sort of is like a U or a P, and then it goes down. And the reason is because that holds a little bit of water, and it keeps the sewer gas from going up
Yeah.
into your house, and then your house smelling.
Oh.
So there's a reservoir of
no.
water
Oh.
sitting in a tube.
And what happens when little beads absorb that water?
Yeah, and this is everywhere. This is the bathtub. This is the sink. This is even the toilet has sort of like a similar, and it keeps it from, because otherwise your house would smell like the sewer.
Well, let's see if
I'm imagining though, like him having to call somebody to come
At some
help
point,
him
yeah.
with this like disaster and how that would go down. You know, like
Well, you'd
having
be
to-
surprised. Like you could go for a little while. You know, there's I think there's a niche of people that will try a lot and make it way worse before they decide, you know, maybe I should call someone that actually knows something.
I know from personal experience when I was having drain issues, I shoved pretty much anything I could fit in that drain
Yeah.
to try and revive it
Yeah.
before I was like,
All right, it's time.
hey, landlord,
Yeah.
could you take a look at this? All right, let's
Pour ceux
see.
qui savent pas ce que c'est, en fait, les billes.
Yeah, so, this is exactly what Bogdan was talking
Oh, yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You have these tiny little things that are just waiting to wreak their havoc, and then you have these ginormous things that are pushing everything deeper.
Bah, c'est tout petit comme ça, et avec de l'eau, en fait, en quelques heures, ça grossit. Du coup, ça veut dire que c'est en train de grossir dans les tuyaux, s'il vous plaît.
So he's saying
Ils ont
that
supprimé les saucissons, aidez-moi, là.
they're
J'ai fait
invading
encore
all
j'en
of
peux
the
plus.
pipes in his
Je-
house.
ma vie, là, j'en peux plus, là. Les saucissons. J'ai envie de pleurer. Mais je fais comment? Du coup, mes saucissons, vous êtes nombreux à me dire qu'il faut que j'aspire les billes.
So he asks his followers, what do I do? Because of course, like the first place of advice you want to check is like your online following.
Yeah, like your friend Stacy or you know,
Yeah, you know,
that
people
you
who
shouldn't take vitamins because it's actually ways for the
Government.
government to control you.
and
Yeah, I'm
y-
still skeptical of my vitamins.
yeah, his followers come up with this awesome idea to use a vacuum cleaner. But like along the way, he's like, well, I hope this will work not just with the ones that are visible to me. Like I don't have an issue with those. It's the ones that are getting into my pipes.
Yeah.
Puis avec un aspirateur, du coup.
So
voilà,
he
je vais
starts
tester ça tout de
to
suite. Allez, go.
see if
Bah,
this
si, ça
vacuum
marche.
cleaner
Ah, ça
will
marche
help.
bien pour une fois. Pour une fois que vous m'avez donné une bonne idée, là, j'en peux plus. Hein. Oula. Bon. Mais c'est quoi ça? Oula. Jésus Marie-Joseph. La voiture est en train de fumer. Merde. Fais chier.
I love the
Jésus,
words.
regardez, il est en train de brûler. Merde, il m'a coûté 300 balles.
So merde is a French swear word.
Murder? Or
Ah ouais.
Et toi, t'as rien, t'as regardé un peu
Ah non, moi
euh,
j'ai rien du tout là.
So at this point, neighbors have started finding
little beads.
yeah, little beads. I guess this was in the garden or something.
Holy crap, dude! That's probably so. Most houses outside they have
Hoses.
the. Oh, it's hoses.
Well, I assume.
So most houses right outside, there's like a area that has like your water, like you can access where the drain goes
Yeah.
before it hits the sewer, because you can check there. Like if you had like someone flushed I think I told you guys, but someone flushed a towel down the toilet, and we ended up
What?
finding it. Yeah, like it was like the hand towel. Somehow they got it into the toilet.
a lot of plunging.
Yeah, I think it was Mr. Harris.
It's the P trap.
Yeah, and we ended up pulling it out. It was like right at the end of the pipe, like before it hits the sewer, and everything in the house wasn't draining because of that
Oh
one
my
thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. Like as soon as I did it, I mean, it was like someone installed a vacuum cleaner into my pipes. It was crazy.
Oh.
And so that's like your drainage stopped at the point that it hit the municipal system, which is like connected to all the houses on the
Yeah.
street. At what I have
Well,
to
this is probably
assume
a
here,
complex. Yeah.
yeah, what I have to assume here is this has hit the municipal system
Mm.
and has spread from there.
It's the coronavirus of the
This
pipes.
this
Yeah.
all, like, reminds me of like dads lecturing, like my dad lecturing little Andre about like what do you not flush down the toilet, you know? And then it's like a whole long lecture,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "What did I say?" And he's like, "You flush the baby, you flush the wipes in the toilet." My dad like flips out, and it's like the funniest thing I've ever.
Is that the first thing he says though? So like I saw this thing about kids. I think it's that kids whenever you tell them something, like the first thing is what they're gonna remember.
Yeah.
And the rest they just sort of turn off.
Yeah, he's like, "Don't ever flush any of the wipes down the toilet." And he just like hears it as like this whole long thing, and then he's just like, "Yeah, like you put them in the toilet." And my dad just like loses it, and he's like, "No, like let me go show you." Like,
So let's see if he fesses up to the neighbor or no, he's not gonna fess up. He's
I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, he's gonna lie. He's gonna lie and say like, no, I have no idea. I have nothing.
Parce qu'en plus, t'as vu les poules et tout, s'ils avalent ce genre.
She's expressing that she's worried about her kids.
Mm.
She has young children.
Mhm.
She's worried like if they get into this.
De trucs.
Non, c'est vrai que c'est chaud. Non, moi j'ai rien du tout en tout cas chez moi. Rien
Moi
du
j'en
tout.
ai une tonne. Non, bah j'écoute, si t'as rien, bah.
Non, ouais,
C'est
t'inquiète.
chez
It's
moi.
like
Vu que la
goiter.
voisine elle est venue,
It's like
je me suis dit,
dirty.
il faut que je respecte
It's
mon
like
jardin.
soil.
Et là, je
Yeah.
vois dans ma
Where-
bouche des gouttes de jardin. Regardez-moi ça.
Oh. Yeah, she has
Merde.
to drain.
Merde. Il y a tout qui est bouché, quoi. Fais chier.
Juste pour
So that was the municipal
Oh man.
system.
Yeah.
récapituler la situation, j'ai fermé la vanne, du coup les billes dans la baignoire, ils sortent plus. Bref, c'est pas du tout ma priorité. Ma priorité pour l'instant, c'est de sortir tous les billes dans les tuyaux. Du coup, arrêtez de me dire, je sais que ça je peux enlever avec des sacs poubelles, ça y a pas de souci. C'est juste les billes dans les tuyaux, comment je fais?
I think this is so. That's where I think he was explaining, hey, I need help.
Yeah.
I need to know how to get rid of this. Not the stuff that I can see, but the stuff that's getting in the drain.
Bon, du coup, vous étiez nombreux à me dire.
So his followers tell him to put salt in the
So
drain
yeah.
to
I-
draw out
Yeah, I
the
thought I
water.
read that too. I don't understand. I mean, let's see if it works. I don't think it's gonna work.
So, I mean, it definitely is a real thing that salt can draw water out of, because salt water helps draw the water out of the cells in your
cells.
throat.
Yeah.
Then that helps make your throat feel better when you have a sore throat.
Faut mettre du sel dans les canalisations pour que ça rétrécisse les petits billes parce qu'en fait le sel ça enlève l'eau. Bref, du coup on va tester ça parce que regardez là ils sont toujours encore là, je sais. Du coup là je vais mettre du sel et après on va voir ça. Position, j'ai laissé.
But wouldn't they still cause like a blockage? Do you know what I mean? That's like
He
what
used
I'm.
very
They
little
already
salt.
absorbed it, so I don't understand how would it like.
Well, how would it move through without water?
So he obviously had to turn the water on,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, he used very little salt there. So it's like, how is that scalable? Like, how much salt did he need for all that? That was a lot of beads.
Couler l'eau, regardez, et ça fait un peu de bruit, ça fait des bruits bizarres. Écoutez-moi ça, c'est trop bizarre. En tout cas, je suis content, j'ai réussi à tout enlever. Mais oula!
Oh,
C'est quoi? Ah, ça pue la merde, c'est la chasse qui remonte.
dude, that's probably toilet water.
So he, at this point, is saying how it smells like
Yeah.
you'd expect.
Yeah.
Voilà mes saucissons.
That is some
Les
toilet water.
saucissons,
Right
je
there,
peux plus,
dude.
ça remonte par tous les trous de la maison. Ça pue la chaise. Regardez les toilettes. Là, ça
Back
a
to
remonté
German.
par les toilettes aussi. J'ai filmé du coup, mais genre, qu'est-ce que je fais?
So he's saying the entire house smells like what might happen if you don't have water in your pee traps.
Yeah.
J'en peux plus. Regardez, je fais la tournée caca avec mon chien Albert. Et là, je vois quoi? Je vois
He's walking his dog,
Regardez là-bas,
and
ce
he
qui sort des
sees.
égouts. Putain de merde, chaise.
So at the end there, he's saying like the whole area just smells like crap.
I wonder if he got in trouble. Like
So
that's pretty.
he, and there's a lot of speculation around this video. So a lot of people are asking, hey, how did the beads from your bathtub get into the sink? But I think you debunked that. I think it was he was trying to flush them down the toilet at the same time. And then the idea that they expanded through the pipes is still plausible. But people are saying that in a separate video that happened after, he presents a letter from the mayor of his town that's basically like, everyone in your neighborhood is going to sue you.
Oh, snap.
And
Holy.
so there are some things that make it look photoshopped and fake, but then also it exposes his real address. Well, tentatively, his real address. And so at this point, the internet community is not entirely sure whether or not this is 100%
Wouldn't
fake
this have
or...
landed on like some kind of like French news or something?
I don't know. Are you able to search?
Yeah.
So here, I found a random news site, and this says, warning over dangers of water-absorbing beads after 2 children injured.
Yeah, I think this is about like maybe them swallowing it or something.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
they ingested this.
I mean, it looks like candy. It looks like something, some kind of jelly bean sort of, and that will probably expand in your stomach, right?
Yeah, so they're saying you could imagine if someone put a handful of these things down their gullet. Just weird talk for... Why are you using that? Down their gullet, like they're chickens or something. You're obviously going to end up with quite a bit of product expanding inside your body.
Well, and they're marketed to like kids. So.
Yeah.
So they're commonly used by florists to hold flowers in place. Which is cute. That's definitely cute.
This is the guy that said gullet.
Tacky, though.
So I guess we're going to have to do a Orbeez challenge on the podcast.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. Yeah, I totally get it now.
Yep. I
He
can see him saying
definitely would
gullet.
say gullet.
They're stuffing these down their gullets. That's what's gonna happen.
I ain't never seen these colors before. Where I live, everything's green and brown.
Yeah.
Where? Oh, yeah. Back to the article. He says the material does not show up on X-rays. So that would be interesting, like seeing a bloated body but no...
So I think it would show up on ultrasound though. So ultrasound shows liquids.
Yeah.
So that's why I think they use ultrasound more to like for cysts and stuff like that.
That
You
would
can't
look
see
cool.
that. Yeah. So you'll see it on a.
So I think we might all have to swallow one of
I
these.
knew you were gonna say that.
And see if...
I mean, I'm sure it's just like Metamucil or something.
Yeah,
Vibe.
one or
don't
two?
I don't have the health insurance for that. So.
Oof.